How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews. Back with yet another review. New brewery time. New brewery time. Some of my favorite time in the form of Adelbert's Brewings Hibiscus Saison. Adelbert's. Or Adelbert's, maybe if you're a British pop singer fan. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Adelbert's. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, that's what happens when you don't look up stuff beforehand. Because you want to go into stuff fresh. But do know a little bit about the brewery. I'm not that exposed to a lot of Texas breweries, but I was lucky enough to have a couple people kind of throw some Texas beers at me. Had a beer mail come in from Texas from a viewer, and had a couple people kind of traveling drop off some Texas beers. So Texas seems to be kind of taking hold and kind of blowing up a little bit in the beer scene. So I was kind of poking and prodding around that area, and kind of came across Adelbert's, and they kind of foot the bill as far as what I love about breweries. Basically, a lot of Belgian beers, a lot of yeast-driven beers. That's what really turns me on. That's kind of how I got into beer originally, fucking 20 years ago. I'm old. Anyway, I was lucky enough to get a couple cans and a couple bottles from the brewery. Thank you very much, guys. And they sent me 2 cans, 2 bottles, and I'm going to start off small. They sent me some big bottles and a couple cans, and just in the mood for Saison. Super hot out. Kind of just, hopefully will, you know what I mean, just hit the spot. Let's put it that way. So, not the yammering. Let me yammer some more, but about the beer itself. It says, proudly brewed in Austin, Texas. It's a whimsical series, Hibiscus Saison. Floral, tropical, and tart. It's a 5.6% alcohol by volume Saison. Ale brewed with spice. Adelbert's beer. And on the side here it says, this Saison's pink color is inspired to give the percentage of the proceeds to Breast Cancer Resource Center. Brewed with hibiscus flowers and dry hopped with citra, this ale blends with a hint of tartness with notes of tropical fruits and citrus. So you can get some tartness from a Saison, but not a ton. Traditionally, it's more funky than tart, but I'm wondering if it's a tartness from an actual added yeast, or it's from hibiscus, because hibiscus can come off a little bit tart to me, so that might be it. Label-wise, I kind of like it. Not my favorite label in the world, but, I don't know. I'm a sucker for pink. What do you want me to say? So, yeah, let's dive into the sucker, see what she's got. Super excited. I love it when I find breweries that are, yeast, old-school-driven beers, man. They just kind of do it for me. So, like I said, Texas, other than your typical Shiner and then your Jester Kings of the world, they're really, as far as I knew, there wasn't a ton coming out of there, but, I've had a lot of people throw some beers at me lately, so Texas is coming up big. They like to do big in Texas. A little Dirty Glass Mafia going on. That should settle down really quick. The head was 2 fingers. Now it's almost completely gone. Soft, light pink in color, which matches the body, which is just a soft kind of raspberry iced tea. That's the vibe I get off this, color-wise. Raspberry iced tea vibes. A little bit of an aggressive, sprightly, not a ton of carbonation, but it's kind of a very aggressive carbonation you do see in there. So, does she look like a Saison? Maybe. Does she look like a Saison with flowers in it? Kind of, sort of. That color, it's hard to impart that much color when you use hibiscus. So either you use a ton of it, or they went a little bit darker with the malt bill. Not a huge beer at 5% and change, but, Saisons can look however you want. Want to know why? Because it is a worker's beer. It's a beer that you basically took what you ever had laying around, made a beer. So it can be whatever it wants. There you go. So let's see if we can get a nose on her. Definitely has a kind of sweet, non-perfumey kind of floralness. It's a very fresh, like an edible flower. There's a lot of flowers out there that smell pretty damn pretty, but they end up coming off a little bit perfumey at times, but then you can get into your kind of edible flowers, which tend to be a little bit less acidic, a little less medicinal kind of. They end up being a little bit more kind of organic, a little bit more softer. That's what you're getting in here. You're getting this bright, I wouldn't necessarily go hibiscus, I'm just getting a bright kind of cherry blossomy kind of fruited floralness out of it. I can see where the tartness is coming in there. It smells subtly kind of kettly sour a little bit, but very, very subtle. A bit of sweetness, not much bitterness there. But yeah, fruit leads the way. Let's just dive in. See what she's got. Cheers. It's delicious. That's what that is. Really nice soft mouthfeel to it. Nothing dense, but it has this kind of softness going on. There is a bit of a... What's the maltiness in here? There's a malt in there. I don't think it's probably a combination of a bunch of different stuff. I think there's a little bit of wheat or kind of oatiness going in there. A little beefy thing that's making that body a little bit kind of soft. Combined with just kind of a base malt. It's got a nice sweetness to it. Not even close to being over the top sweet. And those flowers really do actually come through. You do get this kind of soft, sweet floralness. That tartness is very subtle. I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. One, based off of what they wrote on the can. Two, based off of what I smell. The tartness is very subtle. I would even go as far as to call this tart rather than having the ever so slightest bit of acidity to it. Just super, super subtle. And it all has to come from that flower. It does. I mean, if it comes from anywhere else, I think it would just change or going to grow or kind of weird out in the beer in some way. Just to give you an idea as far as when this beer was canned, actually this was canned December 20th, 2016. So you're looking at about 8 months on there, being this is almost August 20th, 2017. I don't think time would do anything horrible to this beer at all in any form or fashion. And, I mean, it kind of proves it that way, being that it's so tasty. Super chuggable, super drinkable. This is absolutely what I wanted to hit the spot with the weather that I have going on right now. So it's hitting all the right strokes for me. And honestly, they talk about, you know, it's a Saison with Hibiscus. And that's what it is. It has that floral note to it. It's not just singular. There is a little bit of soft kind of generic fruit kind of floating around there. The yeast isn't over the top crazy, so I think you're getting a lot of like, most of that flavor from the flower, but it's a little bit from the yeast, but nothing too crazy. So it's definitely below that, and it's got enough sweetness to let you know that it's a sweeter beer without even coming close to being overly sweet. Super chuggable. This is summer drinking all day long, and honestly, you know, if you're going to kick it off into a new brewery and you do something small and you're kind of expecting specific things from a specific style of beer, I kind of like what I'm off to right now. So, yeah, kind of a fan. Let's cut to the chase and say, is it one of the better Saisons that I've had as of late? Actually, yeah. A little bit outside of the norm, typical Saison, but at the same time, closer to the norm. You know, a lot of Saisons nowadays end up being bastardized. They're higher ABV, kind of dry hop this and kind of tweaked to the nth degree, kind of that. This, while bringing the added hibiscus in, it kind of puts it out a little bit in the left field. The core of it's still very traditional. Lower ABV, super easy drinking, not getting in its own way with a bunch of different ingredients and just being an honest, good beer. So, yeah, actually it is. And it's probably closer, even though it's out there a little bit closer than what traditional Saisons would be like. Value and availability, no idea. No idea what it costs. I assume it's Texas only, might be brewery only. I do not know. That's the pitfalls of going into this without looking anything up. I think that's a good way to go about it. And I'm sure someone will chime in and leave it with they feel like what we like this. If you like traditional style Saisons, nothing too crazy, not huge ABV, dry hop, this and that, the other thing. If you like Hibiscus, if you like floralness, but in a sweet way, not really overly sour or acidic, and you just like a summer crusher, this is going to do you proper. If you like Belgian beers, if you like yeast and malt-driven beers, even though it's got too crazy on the yeast and malt side, that's where it leans, and that's where it's supposed to be, and it does a pretty good job of it. So, yeah, if you like those things, definitely worth picking up, especially if you can get down there in Texas or how far they are distributed. It's definitely worth picking up. So, kind of looking forward to the rest of the beers. Anyway, there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you didn't, anywhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers in all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice hibiscus beer right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.